So, this is former Miss USA, Chelsea Chris. She committed suicide. She was struggling with depression. Miss USA winner women that win the pageant are considered some of the most physically beautiful women in the world. You see, today we're living in a world full of vanity. We're so focused on the outside, and that's an automatic, trigger for us to give a part of ourselves or value, that person. Even not having a clue what they may have going on, have done, or are battling internally. Any demons, spirits, or anything, even down to diseases. Just physically, men and women are guilty of it. You see somebody and just like that, whether you're going to sexually fornicate with this person. Now, today the world we live in, is much more open and acceptable to be a whore. Especially more now so with women. Before it was like, back in the days it was discreet. You knew, certain females were loose and it wasn't something to be proud about. But now, as you can see today, it started back, I remember they had something called Backpage. That's where females post their bodies, nudes and all that stuff, and you pay to play, as they say. You pay them, and, sexual favors are exchanged. And then, it was Craigslist. They had adult, Craigslist ads. And now they have this OnlyFans things where prostitution and pornography, you can profit off of it. You can sell your soul, because basically that's what you're doing. Sell your soul on camera and profit off of it. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine, the man or woman that you go to marry, you don't know their past, and you look them up and you see that they were into these things. The female you're with has like 1,000 bodies, hypothetically speaking. It's different for a man. Women, society, try to downplay the nature, but it's different for a man. As we can say, the spiritual ties that a woman gets from being with a man and laying down with a man does not collect that. Now, I'm not justifying a man being a whore or doing things like that, but the nature of a man and the nature of a woman is not the same. You cannot be a man no matter what you do, and you're not supposed to be. But back to what I'm saying, the moral side of it, neither one should be a whore, but the physical and biological nature of it, men don't suffer the way women do when women are with a lot of men. So in some way, shape, or form, they had to override this and make it acceptable for women. All this, something like a woman, think like a man, all this crap. Why would you want to be a man? And a lot of this stuff came from feminism, too, wanting to have equal rights as a man. And a certain group of people, never had trouble with their women, but they adapted on to certain other people's agendas and have become, a victim of what's going on. So, but as I was saying, we living in the OnlyFans. It's okay to be the hoe. They got things called meetups where females meet up with random dudes and have sex for pay. I'm seeing all this perversion on the internet. Everyone, a lot of females just focus on, their ass or their titties and getting all types of surgeries and, and it's a lot of perverts that are funding these females, and the sad part is it's a lot of clowns, men with money, status, and influence that have persuaded and helped mold the psyche, of a lot of things going on. Females think just because they look a certain way that they're entitled to something AKA better. Even if their spirit and their mind and their being isn't, great, or something that's good. Just because they look a certain way, they're entitled to more. And then you'll have some pervert with some status, some money, or influence that'll feed into that. And then you'll have other females that are similarly attractive physically that'll adapt onto that. And it creates havoc, basically. So it's a lot of factors that tie into this too. Even with men, they have personalities that they want you to follow. Like a NBA young boy or a Jay-Z even in his prime, or whoever other than yourself. They saying that they like this type of men, or you have to be like this in order for, me to be with you. Females like hood dudes, and then they say, oh, even the good men aren't any better. So they use that as an excuse to purposely, go the wrong way, because AKA, men who are supposedly better aren't as better as they say. But so many factors tying into this. But back to this, Miss USA, this just proves that you can be considered one of the most physically attractive people ever and have everything you want financially and still not be happy. That doesn't give you the fulfillment. Someone valuing you highly because of your physical appearance or material things, filling voids or issues that you may have with your soul is not enough. Spiritually, mentally, you have to have things right with yourself. And if you're not, and if you don't have it right, it leads to things like this. People think money is going to solve your problems. It's not. The same problems you had, unless it was a financial problem, you're going to have that same problem internally. If you had mental problems or emotional issues or trauma or whatever, when you was poor, you're going to have it even more. You're going to have it rather, just as much when you get money. Things may try to ease the pain for the moment, but that's not a fix. That's a Band-Aid. See, but you tell people this. In the world we live in, it's so easy to do things to get money, and people allow the money to act as if you can't say something to them. Oh, that person is not making as much money as me. Oh, I'm doing this, oh, I'm doing that. I ain't got to listen to that. Your spiritual well-being doesn't have a price on it. If you're a woman and you slept with over 30, 40 men, even 10 men, that's a lot. You have a bunch of soul ties and demons and men DNA attached to you. So, but the world we live in, you can't speak on that. Everything is physical, 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 physical. Ass, titties, vagina, penis, sex, perversion, money. That's all it is. That's all that matters in today's world. But guess what? This world is going to hell quick. Quick. And by hell, I mean the state of it. I'm not religious. I'm real religious, as I say. The state of our world, we're going back to Sodom and Gomorrah, basically. All these things they're trying to make okay. People, you better get right. Better get right spiritually. Only God can do it. So